What's up, everybody? New pod, who dis, episode 4. It is Thursday, October 12th. What's up, everybody?
Not much, Jake. What's up with you?
Hanging out.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, everyone. We're back.
We are back, episode 4. I heard episode 4 is when you really start to hit your stride.
Who told you that?
Star Wars did.
People.
The people.
Yeah, Star Wars just started with episode 4, so that's how you know it's going to be the best.
I mean, episode 4 is better than 3, better than 2, better than 1. So we're going in the right direction.
How's everyone's week? What are you guys up to?
It's been a good week. I received some fan mail.
What did you get?
First fan mail of the pod. Thanks, Mom. I have a Yeti, so I have my very own Yeti for podcasting. It's teal and perfect.
You've stepped up from your sorority cup.
Stepped it up.
You entered the real world.
There's a top, so just in case anything falls, I'm not, going to ruin all of our computers. But pretty exciting week for me.
You made it.
That's awesome.
And we saw that someone else who listened to the podcast actually bought one of the Human Gear caps for their Nalgene.
Yeah, so Human Gear, if you're listening, invoices in the mail.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So keep sending us your feedback and your I bought this because of you stuff, because that's important to us.
Makes us feel good.
How was your week, Steven?
My week was good. Actually got to do something really cool. There's a brand new venue that's opening up in D.C. called The Anthem. And we went to my fiance and I went to this friends and family show for the 930 Club, Friends with Benefits. It's like their loyalty card program. And it was a secret show, it was soft opening, because the Foo Fighters are actually opening tonight, the night that we're recording the podcast.
Yeah, we
it's
actually
the launch.
We record right down the street from the Anthem at Riverside Studios, and it is wild down here right now.
Yeah, plus the Nats are playing, so
Big
Plus
day
Nats
for the
play
Nats.
off.
and the wharf is opening. But the venue is awesome. The secret performer was Andrew WK, which was really interesting.
Party hard.
Yeah, seriously, he still parties real hard.
Were there a bunch of people with long hair and bloody noses running around?
Well, the thing is, no one knew who it was going to be. So you had there was 3, in the beginning, at a show, you have the 3 front rows, and they're usually the diehard fans. There was a couple people up there who were like, "Oh my God, Andrew WK," and then everyone else was just kind of I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a soft opening, so it's only a quarter of the way full. It holds up to 6,000 people as the max capacity.
That's a ton of people.
That's a lot of people.
3 levels, amazing sight lines. Everything's concrete and steel. It's a cool place. I probably will not go to a show there for a very long time because all the bands that are going to be using it are really big bands. Tickets upwards of $70+.
Well, the Anthem is basically because I feel like big bands can still play there, but you don't have to fill the Verizon Center. It's a little more. Yeah. It's way more intimate than the Verizon Center. Or I'm sorry, Capital One Arena.
Yes,
just rebranded.
Yeah. I'm going to the Anthem for a taping of Pod Save America.
Yeah, so you can do other kinds of things there, different types of shows.
Well, we'll be
I'm
playing
super
there
excited.
soon.
Yeah,
Obviously.
exactly.
Yeah,
We're basically
tickets
following in
available
their
soon.
footsteps.
Our live taping. But yes, that was really fun. I've never been in a opening kind of soft opening thing like that for a venue before, so it was really cool. Looking forward to eventually going to another show there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So if you're in DC, look up the Anthem, see what shows are playing, and check it out.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Dude, I'm beat. We had too much fun on school nights. So it was my wife and I's anniversary on Tuesday.
Congrats.
2 years. Woo-woo. Thank you very much. It was much unlike our wedding because it was about 84 degrees and humid on October 10th, which is crazy, but
Not fall weather.
no, not even close. But no, it was fun. We celebrated on Saturday. We went to Cantler's Riverside Inn, which is a seafood crab place in Annapolis, and then
Only seafood crab place that should be talked about ever. It's the best.
It's amazing.
Is it
the
number one place in Annapolis
it's
for
so
crabs?
good. And also the fact that it's called an inn really bothers me because it's just a bunch of
Because you can't stay there?
picnic tables. Yeah. And you're just drenched in crab meat the whole time, but it's awesome.
Yeah, and it's actually to tie in with Foo Fighters. It's Dave Grohl's favorite place to go when he's home. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's got to be good.
It's. I think his mom lives there. You can fact check me on that, but I believe Dave Grohl's mom lives so Cantler's Riverside Inn isn't in a shopping center. It's right on the river.
Yeah.
So it's literally just like Jackie said, a bunch of picnic tables in a chain link fence, and they have a bunch of docks, and they have a bunch of live crab bays. It's really a cool place. If you're ever in Annapolis or near the area, you definitely got to check out Cantler's Riverside Inn. It's tight.
Yeah, definitely recommend.
Did anyone else do any traveling for the long weekend?
I did. I was down in Charleston for a wedding.
Ooh,
it was
how was that?
wonderful. It was so great. It was beautiful. It was the little reunion of college friends.
Did you ride their trolley?
No. I wasn't in Charleston, like downtown.
Oh, okay.
I was only there for breakfast. But the wedding was nearby. It was great. It was also 100 degrees and with 100% humidity, but it didn't stop us from having a good time.
Yeah. My fiance Beth and I tried to go the other way, north, to get the fall weather, and it was really warm up there as well, but we saw excellent foliage, did like a riverboat kind of cruise dinner, so that was nice, beautiful sunset, but it was also really hot.
Yeah, the weather was crazy.
Yeah, it was way too hot this week. We went to go see, me and Jake and Kate went to go see Turnover, and it was like way too hot outside to be like October 11th or whatever it was.
October 10th. No,
Yeah,
actually,
anniversary.
fun fact, October 10th was our anniversary on Tuesday, and we took our son Joey here with us.
Thanks, Dad.
Tag along.
No, it was a good time. Rock and Roll Hotel is always an awesome place to go. So grab a couple beers on the roof, and then what's the capacity at Rock and Roll Hotel?
Tiny.
Hundreds?
Yeah.
Yeah, 150 to 200 maybe.
Yeah, if that.
Well, Andrew WK is playing there tonight, which is interesting.
Yeah, the same three people that were in the front row at the Anthem are probably going to be in.
Well, at least for this show, people will probably know like who the band's going to be, because it could have been anyone. I mean, there's like bands when they come to DC, you have tons of choices. Like there's tons of venues to play in. So
Well, plus there's 3 new ones opening at the Wharf, so they're going to have 3 new venues to choose from.
So it's not just the Anthem.
Yeah, there's another 150 to 200 person venue opening up, and then I think another one which is like in a mid-tier. So I'm kind of excited to see who they bring in and how that works out.
That's going to bring a ton of stuff down to this side. So the Wharf and the Navy Yard are kind of on the opposite sides of each other. We record in the Navy Yard, but it's awesome to see this place develop and more restaurants open up and venues. It's tight.
Yeah, it's awesome. Anyway.
But speaking of fall weather, what are some of your guys' favorite things about fall?
Not 84-degree days.
Proper fall.
I just like fall weather. It's my favorite. And the clothes and the boots. I mean, you guys get it.
Yeah, you want to be able to wear you want to be able to wear like a jacket, but not like a big snow jacket. Just like a little bit.
Oh, no, definitely.
Leaves changing color. Like that's like key, right?
What's your fall outfit, Steven?
Oh, my fall
what are you
outfit.
rocking?
Okay. My go-to fall outfit, my dream one would be, you got like blue jeans on. I got like some leather boots on.
Jeans.
Blue jeans. Yeah. You got my blue jeans on. Got
Wranglers.
Leather boots.
Cut for your butt.
Definitely doing like a.
I think that's their slogan now.
Oh my God.
Good job for that one.
Wait, that's not the Brett Favre one, is it?
Yeah, well,
it is?
Well, I wear Levi's just so in case everyone, not Wranglers. But yeah, like Levi's boots, button up. I like to have like a little jacket, rock some sort of like some kind of hat. I don't know, scarf. Like when you get like kind of on the cusp between fall and winter, and you can start breaking out like a little scarf to go with it. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife started knitting a year ago, and
I was there for that.
I think my scarf actually it might have been 2 years, but my scarf is almost finished. I'm super stoked.
Almost finished. It's just 2 years in the
2
making.
years in the making.
You got this, Kate.
Back. It was been in back order a while. I don't know. That's my go-to. But like, anytime you just wear like chillier weather stuff. Like I'm all about like hot weather in the summer, but it's always nice.
And the
to get
layers,
a little-
man.
Yeah.
I'm doing wool socks,
Ooh.
Clark's boots, Levi's 511s usually. I'm wearing an undershirt, maybe a Henley, maybe a flannel over top, maybe a light vest, maybe
There's a lot of layers.
maybe a Patagonia
He's ready.
pullover,
It's still 75
and definitely a
degrees
backwards
outside.
camp hat. That's
Definitely.
That is, yeah, probably my Delaware one because it's nice and sweat stained and worn in now.
I don't want to pin you into a corner, but are you describing the basic man's fall wardrobe?
Dude, that's me, the basic man.
The basic man. Is that what you were wearing too? The basic man outfit?
Yeah, well, I used to wear the basic man outfit. Lately, I've been trying to wear the same clothes all the time. I want to get into like a
going like
uniform.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to downsize, go towards the minimalist movement.
Oh, the
so-
the Zuckerberg job style.
yeah, you know, like I code all day, so you just have to do that. So
Typically,
well, I can't think about clothes. I have to think about code all day.
Yeah, when he's not thinking about code, he's useless.
Black shoes, black pants, a black shirt, and I'm done.
That's too much.
Hey, what about you, Jackie?
I mean, I like a good pair of fall boots, some jeans, a black long sleeve shirt, not unlike what I'm wearing right now.
Booties. You're rocking the booties.
Yeah,
right
I got
now?
booties on.
Ready to go?
It's all good. Yeah.
But like, other than the weather though, like I'm all about like the looks of fall. It's like leaves changing color. It's probably like one of my all time favorites. Like just going leaf hunting, like trying to find like really cool colored leaves. I mean, at least it's something.
No, definitely.
I do.
So when we play disc golf, my wife likes to collect leaves and put them in her bag, and then forget about them until the next time we play disc golf.
And they're like,
So it's just crumbled mess.
it's that nice reminder that fall was once there.
No, I love the foliage too. So my mom lives right outside of Pittsburgh, and when we go and visit her, usually around Thanksgiving, I mean, the drive out to Pittsburgh from DC is incredible. You're going through the mountains. You've got all kinds of different types of trees that kind of blend together and make just like an amazing picture. I love it.
Yeah. Fall foliage is good. I like the food too. I
The
get
pumpkin spice.
No. But like apples and pears and
There's nothing like baked apples.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Ooh.
also fun to go apple picking and get the apples yourself, and just like then you're like, oh, I picked this from the tree, and now I'm using it.
And then you forget to eat them.
Farm to table.
Do you guys still carve pumpkins? When's the last time you carved a pumpkin?
It's been some time, but I wouldn't be opposed. You trying to hang out?
Yeah, I think we need to do a new pod Hoodis pumpkin carving party.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I think the last time I carved a pumpkin was in college, and I tried to get really advanced with it and do the Washington Capitals hockey team logo, and it just like I got too intricate and it broke off, and so my pumpkin just kind of looked like it was like a smile. Like the whole thing was just a big smile. It was terrible.
It's not the worst.
Well, it's always sad to just watch the pumpkins that you carve just like slowly like collapsing on themselves on your front stoop, and you're just like, oh man, like
A little sick pumpkin.
Yeah, and then how do you get rid of it?
well, then they like rot, and you're like,
That's why you got to do it 2
you
weeks before
compost
the
it.
end of October and then get it out of there.
you just
Yeah.
hope someone comes and vandalizes you.
Yeah, it's like,
You're thanks
take-
guys.
Please
Yeah.
take my pumpkin
Yeah.
and throw it in the street because I don't want it anymore.
No.
Free for vandalization.
Yeah, the last time I carved a pumpkin was probably 6 years ago, and we had a pumpkin carving party, and we made Captain Morgan spiced hot cider, which
Yeah,
was
that sounds great.
scarily
Sounds
good.
warming.
It's what my dad makes for tailgates for football games.
Like spice.
Not this year because we don't talk about the Giants, but he likes to bring the spiced apple cider, and it always reminds me of fall. It's delicious.
I
Hey.
love the apple cider donuts that you get at some like orchards. There's one in Delaware that has like the best, or maybe it's in Maryland, I forget. But like, I think it's Milburn Orchards in
Yes.
Delaware. Yeah, they have these awesome apple cider donuts that are just you'll go buy apple cider donuts from the store, and you'll just be like, nah, like this is not it.
Well, they come right out of there's like the machine that you watch them being made.
Yeah,
So you see it's literally farm to table, farm to mouth.
yeah, it's like it's like a Krispy Kreme like on a farm, but only apple cider donuts.
Yeah, that was a big thing. That was like the thing to do at University of Delaware the day it got brisk out was go to Milburn and
Yeah, exactly.
drink apple cider,
Get your donut fix.
take pictures in the cutouts, the farmer cutouts.
Oh yeah, you gotta do that.
My wife and I met on Farmers Only. It's crazy.
Not really.
JK.
But like with the like talking about like spiced donuts and stuff like that, it makes me think about like the fall also has like my favorite holidays for food. Like I love Thanksgiving. That's one fall thing. But then closer than that, to at least us right now, is Halloween, right? So like you got all the candy. Like everyone loves candy. Like when I was a kid, trick or treating, my goal was to see how much of my pillowcase, because I rocked it old school, I brought a pillowcase with me. How much of that pillowcase could I fill up by the time I got home?
What's your record?
Oh no, I don't know. I'd have to fact check with my dad, but I think I might have actually gone to like a second pillowcase before. But I mean, when you're a kid, you can only carry like your pillowcase can only get so big before you can't carry it anymore.
Yeah, but then you go home and you do the really important thing, which is trade your candy with everyone. that's
Before that,
nearby.
though,
You check for razor blades.
yeah, my mom and dad would
Oh
check.
my God.
My mom and dad would check all my candy for
There better not be
tampering.
anthrax in there.
Oh my god.
Like they would literally check. Okay, that one wasn't open. That one wasn't open. That one. All right, cool. Now I'm seeing what my loot is. You know, then you make trades.
I feel bad for kids nowadays getting like Lara bars and like Cliff bars. Like,
I know that stuff's
I'd
good.
be fine with that.
I wish.
I would have
like
been.
my
I mean, at the
kind of-
time, I would have
That's
not
like-
been happy with that.
It's like 129 at Whole Foods for one of those. Like, yeah, I'll take those.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing to get when you were trick or treating?
Reese's.
Reese's.
Yeah. Hands down.
Were you
Still my
getting-
favorite thing
were
to
you
get.
getting big? You getting the small ones?
At
or
the
big
No,
ones?
Houses,
the
you get the
regular,
ones.
real Reese's. I don't like the mini ones. I think they taste different.
Well, they make those once every 2 years, so they're usually a little dry the second year.
Is that a fact?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't that be funny? That's like, all right, this is our quota. they gotta last.
No, regular Reese's all the way.
I think I was like, I wasn't really big into like chocolate as much. I was like Skittles, I
You like the
loved
fruity
Skittles.
candies?
Yeah, those were all, like
Starburst?
Starburst, Skittles. That's where I was at. I didn't like any of the hard candy that was fruity though. Like
You didn't
the
like Jolly
Runs.
Ranchers?
No, Jolly Ranchers didn't like those. Didn't like Nerds or not Nerd. Yeah, no Nerds. I didn't like that much.
Oh, I like Nerds.
The sour ones, Warheads, like those things. Did not like those.
What about
Well, you
Runs?
obviously weren't eating them right. You have to run them under the water, get all the sour stuff off, and then you eat them when they're nice and sweet.
Is that what you did?
That's what you do.
How you cheat.
Yeah, people who said that they liked the sour part were lying.
So we had in our neighborhood, we had a person that would have like a production. There was a mini haunted house, hot dogs, beer for the parents. They would have sodas. It was like the whole thing, and that
Wow.
was your mid stop before you kept moving on to the other houses. It was always a good time.
That's awesome.
Were you guys? Did your parents make your costumes, or did you purchase costumes?
When I was young, my mom made our costumes. My favorite picture of my sister and I ever to this day is from Halloween when I had to have been like 7 or I was young, and I was a Rolling Stones groupie. And my parents were big Rolling Stones fans. I guess they still are. But it was the big shirt with the purple tongue sticking out. My hair was teased like crazy. I had gloves on and this big crucifix around my neck. It was amazing.
It's actually a killer costume
It's
for that age.
fantastic.
Like, well, I mean,
And
not like the age, but like that's a unique thing that you wouldn't see a 7 or 8 year old.
No,
like,
absolutely
going at.
not. And my mom, I'm sure, is proud, very proud mom. But then my sister's next to me, and she's like some like firehouse dog. It's like a Dalmatian, but with overalls, and she had these really cute pigtails. It's a hilarious photo. It's my favorite costume. But yeah, my mom made when we were young. She made them.
Yeah, my mom made a dinosaur costume for me when I was like 4, and that has lasted like multiple other
Yes.
children.
Yeah.
Like I was the first, and there's like 3 other kids that have worn this costume, and it's just kept going.
I had a dinosaur costume too.
Did you?
Yeah. Did you have like a Velcro head that you put on? What kind of dinosaur were you?
It was green with purple spikes, and I guess it was a T-Rex, whatever dinosaur I wanted to be at that
Yeah.
time. I guess it
I was a
multi-purpose.
triceratops. That was definitely my favorite.
Did you have the 3 horns?
Definitely.
Oh man, so you had like a cool Velcro hat.
Dude, my mom.
Mine was just like a
loved-
hoodie.
Oh yeah. No, I had a literally cotton stuffed head that would.
Oh, like
latch onto the
mascot
head.
style?
Yeah, if I
Wow.
can find a picture, I'll put it up on the
Did
Instagram.
it have Velcro under your chin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It would get itchy sometimes. I'd be like, "Oh, mom, come on."
Yes.
How many years did that last you?
1.
No, I had it for like 3, but my favorite costume was Captain Planet in kindergarten because I got to dye my hair blue.
Oh, I see where you were going with that. You were like, I want blue hair.
I want blue hair. My mom was like, "Got it, Captain Planet. You got it." Well, I wanted to be a Power Ranger, but I was actually banned from watching Power Rangers because I kept doing karate moves on the kids at preschool.
I was scared of Power Rangers.
Did that work?
What's that?
Banning you from Power Rangers? Did
No,
you
I
stop?
still beat people up. Yeah, I still beat people up at school now.
Oh my god.
My favorite costume of all time was definitely the Joker that I did in college.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was the Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Joker.
that was around the Dark Knight time, and I was just like, ooh, like I could do the voice of like Heath Ledger like really well. So I just got a little too intoxicated and just ran around. Just
Let's
like,
let's
Wait,
hear
go
it.
on. Can you? Yeah. I mean, you can't say that and then not give us a little sample
oh man, I haven't done it in so long.
Just
I don't
do it.
know.
on
you
the
got
spot.
I don't want to like ruin
Just
people's ears.
do
It's
it.
Like, where's Harvey?
If I remember that correctly, weren't you hanging out of a car window?
I almost got in trouble with the law that night.
Transporting
Reenacting the movie.
Yeah,
transporting
so-
a keg.
Oh God, yeah. Okay, so the story is my friend and I were driving to a party, and like, there's a scene in The Dark Knight where he's like hanging out the window of the cop car, and I'm like, oh, this is a great idea. So I'm hanging out the window, and incidentally, there's a cop car behind us who thinks that is not such a great idea. So he pulls us over and runs up to my side of the door and goes, "Stop being a dumbass." And I'm just like, "Sorry, officer." And he's like, gets back in his car, and I'm just like, whoa.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that was probably like the most tame thing he saw that night.
Yeah.
So,
I imagine cops just hate Halloween.
oh, you know
Oh,
they
they
do.
have-
I've bartended on Halloween and I hate it so very much because everyone sucks so bad. But I can't imagine what cops feel.
Do they do like a loop down in Georgetown or not?
They used to do like a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, the Nightmare on
kinda
Elm
deal,
Street thing, yeah.
But
Remember that from college.
yeah, I don't know if they still do that. It used to be a lot more popular, but it's still. I mean, no matter what, you still get crazy people. And
It's so obnoxious.
Do you guys like for me, like hearing your guys' costumes? I like dressed up as a kid. And, like I had like the simple costumes. It was like whatever, they lasted like the night, and they were they torn apart, But I haven't really dressed up for Halloween like since probably high school. Like it's just like I try.
That long?
I actively try to avoid having to dress up. Like I went as Charlie Brown one year because all I had to do was buy the Charlie Brown shirt.
You're like
and just go
Jim
to the party.
Halpert in The Office, where he just
Okay.
puts on the name
3
tag
hole
and
punch
says,
Jim.
"What does it say?
3
Like
hole
James
punch
or
Jim.
something."
Yeah, that's one of my backups this year in case I get asked to a Halloween party, because I've been thinking for a year now about what I might need to be if someone invites me to a party that you need to dress up at, because you always think about like the really good ones after the fact.
Yeah. As I've gotten older, I've grown to value comfort over, I don't know, creativity. So last year I was just a panda, but it was a onesie.
That was a good one. I remember that one.
But do you understand? I basically wore pajamas all day. Joke's on everyone else. I was the most comfortable person, and I looked like
warm.
a panda.
And you were probably
super
super
warm.
warm.
And you looked like you were all in too.
Yeah, I was completely in.
As a female at the table, the only female at the table, what do you think about like the whole idea that Halloween you just get really like sexed up? You know what I mean?
I just have never been that person, so I guess it's really hard for me to. I don't know.
Well, there's the two. Have you guys seen the two? There's two kinds of girls at Halloween on Instagram.
Yes, yeah,
the-
I'm the other one.
You're the blueberry.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
I thought this was like a legit costume contest, not like a.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm looking the best. Not
Yeah.
how
Like-
little clothes I can wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, my costume is like identical to the movie character. Like that's like the legit. That's the costumes I like.
Right, that's an actual costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In college, we were big into theme parties in general, so Halloween was definitely what we were doing. But in the past couple of years, I think we've been invited to maybe 2 Halloween parties. We went as Doug Funny and Patty Mayonnaise.
That's
good
a
one.
great
That's
costume.
a classic.
That was a good one. And then we got invited to another party this year, and we're going as Wayne and Garth
Oh,
from Wayne's World.
That's
my
nice.
wife has nice blonde hair, so she's going to tease it up, and I'm just going to wear a hat and a wig and a black shirt and some Wranglers.
Cut for your butt.
Perfect.
that's really solid.
Yeah, so Halloween should be good, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I like it's just sometimes nice too, like not go out because people need to pass kids out candy, or kids candy out to kids.
What?
Pass kids
What?
out as candy?
Do not
Pass
pass
kids
kids
candy.
out as candy.
No, someone's got to pass candy out to kids at home. So you gotta take the hit. But some sad news,
Yeah. Speaking of sad news,
or the fact that I can't speak.
AOL Instant Messenger is now dying for good.
R.I.P. Good times though. Honestly, when I think of my childhood,
Good
middle
times.
school, I think of being on AIM 100% of the time.
Yes.
Well,
You go home, you sign into AIM.
the buddy list was insane, right?
That's
'Cause that's how you knew who was hanging out online.
It was like the online version of where the bikes are at.
Yeah. We just
Yeah.
keep iterating on this idea.
yes. No, and you can like change your font color, and that was a big deal. When you-
Just talking to your friends not on the phone was cool. Like to be able just to sign in.
yeah. But then there was always like the time where you would write something to someone, but you wrote the wrong person, and then you get in trouble. Never happened to you guys? Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
that happened
cool, cool.
multiple times. It's like, oh, well, I'm sorry.
So AIM's crazy because I was doing a little research before the podcast just to kind of get a history of what it was and how it came to be. AIM and AOL did not support AIM at the beginning. So the big influence to AOL Instant Messenger was when in 1996 AOL went from charging by the minute do you remember getting those CDs in the mail or seeing them at Circuit City that were Circuit City RIP too.
CDs RIP.
Yeah,
We're unburying a lot of things.
Oh my gosh. So they changed in 1996. They changed from paying by the hour to paying a flat rate, and you were online as long as you were 56.
Yeah, I don't even remember like paying not by like just normal, like by the hour was not even.
Did
a thing
you pay
for me.
the bill?
Yeah, it
at
was
that
probably
time, though?
just
No,
your
but I mean,
parents.
it wasn't even a thing that like I think like I didn't even register. That's what I'm saying. That, like to me as a person, like growing up, like,
Steven
I never
didn't get the internet till 2005.
New user over
we
here.
didn't get good internet for a long time in my neighborhood.
Well, that was the big thing when you got cable internet, right?
Oh yeah.
From dial-up, and you could be on the phone.
I can't do it. But like, yeah, that's what I remember about. Like, that's my first memory of internet and AIM was like because I heard that sound, so I could get on AIM.
Yeah.
Like, and like if you got past a certain beep and that whole wind-up sound, it was like, oh, I'm getting on,
getting through.
No one touched the telephone
Until someone called you. Yeah, exactly. Then it was all over.
So I think to start the AIM conversation, what was your screen name?
Yeah, we got to do
What was
that.
your first screen name?
I had a few. It started with J, too cute to be.
Oh,
Which you all know me now, and
like-
that is so not me.
Was it like J?
The letter J, number 2, the word cute, the number 2, the letter B.
Oh wow!
Whoa.
Yeah.
Classic AIM set.
And then there were iterations like Wacky Girl, Soccer Girl. It ended with Jack Schmack 129, which I stand by.
That's a
To
solid.
this
That's a
day.
solid way to end that
I
one.
Yeah.
like Jack Schmack.
Yeah,
Jack Schmack's good.
129.
129.
What's the 129?
It's my birthday. You don't know anything about me.
Oh well, okay. Well, I mean, there's 2 birthdays you could have with that number. So,
Well, it's the one
be
that
fair.
is right.
That is true.
what were yours, Joey?
So my favorite one was Punk Rock Kid 182.
Oh, nice.
You
A
know,
little Blink 182 influence.
How
in
was
there.
it spelled?
correctly.
Like
Not
just punk rock
R-A-W-K?
kid.
No, punk rock, man.
Not punk rock.
Not punk rock. Yeah, that was my standby for a while, and I think I ended with JNico 714 standard.
Yeah, it's pretty normal.
I like my personal screen name now better than all of those. Because
Joey.
Joey Quarters.
Joey
is
Quarters.
just
Joey Quarters
awesome.
is amazing.
That's
so,
a really good name.
So if you don't know, Joey's last name is Nichols.
Correct.
So his nickname was changed to Quarters.
Because I'm worth
5.
20 more cents.
I just like sometimes for fun calling him something else, like Joey Half Dollar,
Joey Sandollar.
Joey Dimes.
As long as it's not Joey Pennies.
Joey Red Cent.
Yeah.
What was
What
yours,
about you,
Steven?
Steven?
Well, okay, so my legit screen name that I had like the whole time was Rock the Bass, ROK the Bass. Like that was pretty much like from the beginning to the end. But I had a couple side screen names that, that was just
that your primary one didn't know about?
they were not talking. The primary one was like, I don't know about these side pieces. Yeah, I can't remember what they were ever, but like it was just kind of like you just had you made up a new name for. I don't even know why I made up new names, but Rock the Bass was the only one that went the whole way.
But what did you do with your side names?
I think I was just like you got bored, so like I'll make a new screen name, and then like I think it was kind of maybe a reason to like talk to people that you wouldn't normally talk to maybe on AIM because
Oh,
like
you
you
were
know on
like-
AIM there's like that like oh I can talk to them on AIM or like oh if I message that person on AIM it's going to be kind of like
So you had an
like,
excuse.
why-
You're like, oh, hey, this is my new screen
Yeah,
name. Like, I know
exactly.
we never talked, but like,
Yeah.
just wanted you to have it.
And then those people are like, why do you keep changing your screen name?
well
This
you
is
guys
annoying.
changed your screen names.
Yeah, but not that much.
No, well, I at least like Rock the Bass fully through. Like, and then I think it wasn't until, well, when we got like when we went from like when we got better internet, when we went from like dial up to proper internet, I switched and I had to get an email address. So I got Wall Goalie because I grew up playing ice hockey, so it was just Wall and Goalie together. So, but that wasn't really AIM. That's the only other screen name I really had from childhood.
Nice.
What about you, Jake?
So I didn't have the internet to start. We had an old DOS computer. So when the internet first became a thing, I signed up at a friend's house with my dog's name at the time, Ruby, and then my birthday, 325. So it was just Ruby 325 was my first one.
I never thought you were a girl.
That didn't catch on too long. So then after that, I changed to Snowboarder 1002. Snow spelled SNO. Border 1002. That one lasted maybe 6th, 7th, a little bit of 8th grade, and then I was big into Jackass. So if you guys remember Rob himself, I took Jake himself, and that took off. That was my name for everything.
It just that's the one where you're like, yeah, that's me.
MySpace / Jake himself. Live journal, Jake himself. Maybe I did a couple iterations. Maybe I did X Jake himself X.
Oh, yeah. I did some iterations with some X's actually.
You
now
know,
I think about it.
If you want to get a little spicy, I was HXC Jake, but that didn't. That was more of
You're
like
still HXC.
That was my scene name.
Hardcore
Jake.
Hardcore Jake. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my name in the scene when I was a scene kid. But could you change? How did you change your name?
No, you had
to get a new
you had to
account.
make a new one. Yeah.
Yeah, it got really easy towards the end there.
I think you could edit towards the end, and then you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe could you edit towards the end and not lose like all your friends?
Yeah, because then you had to like
Or
get
whatever.
all your friends back.
Yeah. Got a new screen name.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
Do you guys still remember like some of your best friends' screen names? Like you would be like, oh, I need to message that
Yes.
person.
I don't remember like some of my best friends ones. I remember this one girl in my high school had the screen name that I just thought was awesome. It was Shift, 3, which is a heart when you do that on your keyboard. And I was like, that is like the coolest.
Oh, that's kind of
name
sad.
ever.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah.
Like when you
Oh.
hold Shift,
comma,
it makes a heart.
Okay.
Shift like less
Got
than
it,
3,
got
but
it,
like
got
shift
it.
comma 3.
Yeah, less than 3. Yeah, sorry, that's a better way of describing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The less than 3.
Yeah.
Shift, 3. And I was like, that is, and it was spelled out. It was Shift, I was
Right.
like, okay,
That's
that,
deep.
that one won for me in high school.
She had a live journal and a Zanga.
Oh, no,
yeah.
she.
Oh
like,
yeah. She still does.
She was
I'm
cool.
Sure.
I tried to remember her name earlier and I couldn't remember it. I feel
My
bad. I
sister-
remember Shift, 3 though.
My sister had the best screen name ever. It was just super cool 66. And we talk about it all the time with my friends from home because it's so silly and it's also so
Super cool
fantastic.
66?
Yeah, just where did the 66 come from? We don't know, but that's one day she was like, "This is it for me. Super cool 66."
We got to get your sister down to DC because I gotta meet this woman.
Yeah.
I want to hear her say her screen name.
Yeah, she'll talk to you about it for
That's the other
a
side of the
length
story
time.
here.
Yeah.
Behind the screen
Maybe
name.
she always wanted to go on like a Route 66 road trip, and that was the way of always reminding herself. That would be-
Maybe.
One day.
Who knows? Who knows?
What about your away messages?
Oh, Wayne
Those
messages.
were always quotes
Oh,
that were
always.
super, super emo.
But did you have just like your like standard away message?
You mean besides I'm playing a game that takes up the whole computer screen?
Yeah, besides that.
That was a go-to for a while.
But I remember being really anxious about my away message. Like if I was away from my computer, people needed to know that I wasn't ignoring them. They needed to know that I was away and that I was.
I was just eating dinner with my parents.
Be back. BRB. BRB.
Yeah, people in
G2G. Gotta go. Remember all that?
ASL.
Well, my
Oh my God.
that was one thing my parents were
Don't
always
talk to
worried-
strangers.
Yeah, remember that's what parents were always worried about. It's like, oh, we don't know like what they're saying, like all these abbreviations, and I'm like, yeah, but like I never really used that many abbreviations. And then you just when we started texting with phones, like everyone just spells stuff out nowadays, at least in our age.
Once we got keyboards.
Yeah.
I mean, I still write OMG.
Well, yeah, that's classic. But away messages too were like you could be like pretty sassy or salty in your away message if you were trying like to get someone's attention.
It was like
Yeah.
the original subtweet.
Yeah, it was kind of like oh, I'm mad at that person, so I'm leaving like this like
Yeah.
I'm letting you know that even though I'm away from my computer, I'm still mad.
Hanging out with my other best friends.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Yeah.
I've got a great breakup story via AIM, and it was using that exact method. So I was dating this girl in, oh my gosh, was it grade school? It was probably 8th grade. So we went to, I don't know, dance together or something, and then we would only talk in AIM because we didn't go on dates.
So it was super serious.
Yeah, it was super serious. So we talked all the time, and I remember accusing her of like hugging another guy or something really not that significant, and then we got into this fight via an instant message, and then after we broke up, I'm using air quotes because we weren't dating, but I put the 70 times 7 lyrics in my away message, like immediately. I was like, oh, I gotta go eat dinner, and then put that in it right away. So she copied the lyrics, put it in her away message, and then changed every line to make it about me.
Oh,
So yeah,
that's
it was savage, man.
Man, I wish breakups still had that much like
Hopefully she's listening. Shout out to that
After
girl.
Oh,
I'm not gonna use names.
no. Before the podcast, Kate reminded us of Smarter Child.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
you
So I
remember
don't
that?
remember
Like,
Smarter
The
Child.
first AI, really?
Yeah. So, but you can ask Smarter Child whatever you want.
Oh, that's what Smarter Child was.
Yeah.
I think I remember that now.
So you can just IM him or her and just say what, for like movie times or whatever, and it's like Siri, but for AOL.
It was OG Siri.
Slackbot.
Yeah, or Slackbot.
Now that like Smarter Child, that's like kind of a weird name when you think about it. Like, why is it a child?
Did they think all of us were children? I mean,
We were.
we're all children, but like,
What about?
knows?
Did you guys ever get into like really big group chats? Because that was kind of like
Also
if you
known
ask-
as chat rooms.
those are all the drama.
Really big chat room.
I've lost all the lingo. But that's like that was the equivalent of like hanging out like at school in like a circle of friends. It's right. Like, could you walk in and like hang with those kids? So like I would get invited to some group chats sometimes. Like, oh man, that's like the older kids that are in a band. Like, I made it. Like,
Yeah, you got to keep up.
You're like
Yeah,
sweating at
social
your
status.
keyboard, like, oh god.
Yeah.
say.
Then your jokes are just not funny enough. Yeah.
And then, and plus it's like the first time we all started really talking to each other over like just text. So all those little things that we're kind of used to now, we had no idea. Like, oh, what do they mean when they say cool?
Well, we started using the original emojis, like colon and parenthesis.
Yeah, I still go original when I can.
Mine autocorrect, so I just go with it now.
Yeah.
But that's when we started using asterisks to correct our typing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I still do that in
Yeah,
my
me
text.
too. Because I feel so bad. Because I don't want people to know. Like, I don't want people to think that I don't know how to spell things.
Yeah, agreed. Except I really don't know how to spell. But that's neither here nor there. I still use the asterisks.
It's kind of an automatic reflex at this point. If I send something wrong in a text message and I spell it wrong, I'm instantly typing that word out and hitting an asterisk. I might do it like 4 times because I'm really sloppy with my text messaging. You guys know.
Or if you're
my Slack messages, you're like, what? Oh, Jake.
Yeah, or if you're fighting with autocorrect nowadays.
Or
'Cause
Jake's trying to talk out onto his Apple Watch a text message to you, and you're just like, what does that even mean?
what is he trying to say to me? Is he in
There's
danger?
too many methods of
That
communicating.
was really
Sometimes
aggressive.
when I try to text with Siri on my watch and I have Game of Thrones playing in the background like on tape, it'll start texting that, and then I hit send and I'm like, oh crap, it sounds like a paragraph text from the audiobook.
I would like to receive those text messages. I'd be fine with that.
It's sad to see AIM go.
Yeah,
but like
it's sad.
I mean, to be honest, none of us are using it. So
No, it was about
just a childhood thing. That's
this
like it's
year. It was 0.7% of text communication in the world.
That number is even surprising.
that's like really low.
Like, who uses AIM? Who would use AIM? Is there an AIM app? Was there even one?
oh.
I don't know. Something we could Google maybe.
Well, we can all say goodbye to AOL Instant Messenger. It's been real, but you came for a good time.
You're back with our childhoods.
Not
Never to
wrong.
be seen
Everything
again.
looks perfect from far away.
All right, well, let's get into something more positive. Google what?
Google
what? That's our new soundtrack for Google
I didn't
what?
love it.
Change
We'll
it
try
over.
again.
Yeah.
We're
next week.
A/B testing.
Yeah.
We're gonna workshop that. All right, what everybody Google, Jackie.
Okay, I have 2 things. The first, they're not that great, but the first thing was
Way to build it up.
how long can eggs last after the sell-by date? Which the answer is 3 to 5 weeks.
After the sell-by date.
Yeah.
Because what I've read about sell-by dates is that's just like to legally be in the clear to sell something. Like, okay, like we said, you should probably get it off our shelf by this time. Our hands are clean. That's
Yes.
how I treat the sell-by date.
Yeah, but eggs are like particularly, I don't know, long-lasting, I think. So
But eggs are different. In the U.S., eggs don't last as long because we heat them up, and so the shells are brittle.
Pasteurized.
And that's why, pasteurized. So you have to put them in the fridge. But in Europe, they
Yeah,
don't
they just
put
keep
eggs.
them out.
Yep, we everywhere in
Really?
Scotland, you just like I went over to my friend's house in Scotland. He had his eggs chilling on this little cute egg rack in his kitchen. I was like, "Oh, that's different. My eggs are in the fridge."
Yeah.
So it's one of those things.
Blew my mind just now.
Yeah, but that's because they come that's because they're a little more
Like when an
a
egg
little more
comes out of
natural.
a hen, like it's not in a refrigerator.
No, we just pasteurize them so that way they can last 2-3 weeks after the sell-by date.
But I will say, before I Googled it, I texted my mom and my friend Piran to ask them the same question, and they were both like, "It's a long time." And then I was like, "Oh, I should probably just Google this." But the fact that like I go to other people first before that Google
And
is
the fact
a little,
that their answer was, "It's a long time."
it's a long time. You're fine. Yeah,
Well, you need multiple opinions. You don't want to just go off of one source.
yeah. I mean, I can't.
I feel like you need at least 5 for that. Like if everyone's gonna tell you a long time, I'm gonna keep going down the line until I
Yeah.
get someone that's like, "Oh, I think it's like 3 to 7 days." Like get
no,
something a little
3
more
to 5
specific.
weeks.
I know that's impressive.
It's
I'm
a long.
I'm
it's a long
shocked.
time. So the other thing I Googled is where's Jewel from? Because I thought she was Canadian. But apparently she's
Alaska?
from Utah.
Utah.
You're the second person to say Alaska.
Because her parents live in Alaska.
Oh.
They were on that show, The Last Frontier. Beth, can you
is
fact
that
check?
why?
I think it was Last Frontier.
Okay, well, according to Google, she was born in Utah, which I didn't know.
What sparked that
Did she
question?
live in Utah though, or was she just born there?
Actually, that's a really good question. I don't know. She was just born there. It says born in. But then it says origin is Alaska, so that's like pretty confusing to me.
Yeah, her.
She must have moved there.
Maybe her
they
parents
were
were
stars on the show, the Discovery Channel show, Alaska: The Last Frontier. You're right.
So
Wow.
maybe she was born in Utah and moved to Alaska.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't remember what brought it up, but we were talking about Jewel, and I was like, oh, is she from Canada? And that's what happened.
Well, I mean, it's like these days, like a lot of like
Bieber.
Good
Bieber,
singers.
You got. I mean, now I've lost.
Just
Nickelback.
one- a lot of people.
Just
I
Justin
can't
Bieber.
do
Ryan
anymore.
Reynolds,
Yeah,
Alanis
lot-
Morissette.
yeah,
Well, they don't come here anymore.
That was like a singing guess. I like that.
Alanis. I don't know. I didn't know.
I think those were interesting. I don't think you should have given them more praise.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
Mine
it.
was awesome. I Googled corgi events near me. And it was kind of under unfortunate circumstances because I found out that there was an event called Korgtoberfest
Ooh.
happening over the weekend, and I did not go.
I also found about this late, and I was really sad.
That's kind of crazy.
But there was awesome pictures from that event online, and I will put them in the show notes.
Are
Is
you
that
in the
your
market
go-to
for
dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could have a dog, it would be a corgi. Aziz Ansari tells me the reason I'm single is because I don't have a picture with a dog in my dating profile. So
I
PJ's
think
right here.
I think that's
I don't want to, wore PJ out on the internet. I'll go find another random dog.
PJ's our podcast dog.
Yeah, PJ is a dog, not a person. But yeah, that's what I Googled, and I didn't find any other corgi events near me, which was really sad.
So just Korgtoberfest?
Yeah,
Just
that was
go.
it.
Would you have gone and taken
But-
pictures with other people's dogs for
I
your
did
profile?
find that there. No, well, maybe. There is like a corgi society. So if I ever do get a corgi, I'm joining the corgi society.
All right.
As you should.
Yeah, as everybody should.
Steven.
I looked up Murphy beds this past week because Beth's parents just got a Murphy bed installed in their basement, and I was like, why do we call it a Murphy bed? Like
Murphy's Law.
well, no, it's
Was it invented by a
No.
person named Murphy?
yes. So inventor William Lawrence Murphy, who lived from 1856 to 1957. That's important, I promise. This is like a lore of how it was invented. But he started tinkering around with these like foldable beds to save space. And also because he was courting this lady, and the courting customs at the time, courting is dating for all of us in this time period.
Thank you for clarifying.
I have to clarify.
I was confused for a minute.
You never know. But you couldn't like bring a girl into your bedroom. And he only lived in a one-bedroom place or one-room apartment. So it was like a really small studio. So he needed a way to like have two separate spaces. So that's why he made the bed be able to flip up. So technically when the bed was away, it was his living room. And then the woman could come in and he could court her within his home. So then he just kind of kept going with that. And people call it the Murphy bed.
But
because
once
of
the
that.
bed's down, it's not courting anymore.
Nope, it's down to business.
Sporkin.
But he also there's conflicting like history about it because other people technically were like making beds at the same time, but he did it a different way and his patent was different, but that's how it stuck. So Murphy beds are cool though. Like
Yeah.
the fact that you can save so much space and then still have a bed and you're also always ready to sport.
solving a real
feel,
need.
I feel like real estate tycoons were stoked on that because they could build their apartment smaller in New York City. And, oh, yeah, it's a one-bedroom studio, but it's really like 8 feet by 8 feet. And here's a bed that falls out of the wall.
and you have to build and debuild your kitchen every time you use it, and all these crazy little cube houses now.
Ugh.
Tiny house.
So that's what I looked up. What'd you look up, Jake?
Google, what did I have to Google this week? Okay, so I had to figure out how to sew a button back onto my pants because my favorite pair of pants that I wear,
Wranglers.
Wranglers, cut for your butt, are a pair of Under Armour golf pants because they move with me.
Not against you.
Not against
They're
me,
not holding
which
you
is
back from
amazing.
walking.
But I've been rocking them without a button probably for 4 months.
Was this
now.
a necessary button or just like a
necessary?
extra
like
button?
the button.
The button. So you just
my
been rocking
God.
the zip up.
Just belting it shut.
That's not
with the,
good.
Yeah, no, it's been miserable, but
and then
tucked
you
in
realize
shirt?
that
You didn't do
Oh,
the
yeah,
like
tucked in shirt.
the safety pin trick.
That
No.
draws attention to itself.
I see. I didn't need to because I have a
the
belt
belt's
on.
over
Oh,
it.
that's a
So
good
the
point.
belt, the zipper comes up, and it's a good zipper, so it doesn't fall
Strong
down.
zipper.
Yeah, it stays. It's a good XY, and it stays up. But
Could have used some string.
I'm going golfing this weekend, so I figured it was time to finally. These are multi-use pants, so not only are they're actually for golf, not for work. The other thing I googled was where did Roadie Modern Mediterranean start?
Because we love roadie.
We love. There's a roadie right down the street from our studio, and we had it for dinner tonight. And if you don't know what roadie is, it is Mediterranean.
I think we mentioned it on the previous
Goodness.
podcast because of one of our favorite like fast casual takeout places.
Absolutely, I get kebab, rice, spicy sauce, olives.
So what did you find out about it?
So what I found out, I was trying to see if it was like a DC thing or a larger chain. So it looks like Chicago and DC are its two biggest markets, and they have a couple locations in New York and one location in Texas. But I didn't really find any history. I was kind of bummed, other than in 2007 they got a new CEO and stopped doing rotisserie and started using a charboil grill, and that's when they exploded.
Boom.
Well, that's all we have time for today. Please check us out on Instagram at NewPodWhoDis, on Twitter at NewPod_Whodis, and on Facebook at NewPodWhoDis. Please like us on iTunes, give us 5 stars, leave us a review.
Yeah. Subscribe, rate, tell your friends. Keep sending in stuff. We love to hear from you guys, especially those who actually buy things from listening to the podcast.
Yeah, more fan mail. That's always great.
yeah.
No, we really do love the feedback, though. It's really what we're doing it for, is all you guys out there. So we really thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Cool. See ya.
Bye.
See you guys.